السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يا هلا وسهلا بمتابعين سعودي أوتو. اليوم أنا على جناح هونشي جولدن سانفلاور في معرض الصين لعام 2026، والتقيت مع الأستاذ جايلز تايلور VP Design لشركة هونشي. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. I've had some good launches, so
Absolutely.
yeah, nice to meet you, Jamil.
For someone seeing Hongqi for the first time, what is one design detail that instantly tells them this is a Hongqi?
Well, I can point to the car right here, actually. It's this red stripe,
Right.
which actually signifies the axis that runs through the Forbidden City here in the center of Beijing. So it's this axis of strength and of heavenly reference as well. And we've put that on Hongqi. It's actually been on Hongqi for many years. We are the oldest brand here in China. We were incepted in 1958 by Chairman Mao himself, and that's a reference to the heritage.
The Middle East market values both strong presence and true luxury. How did you bring those two qualities together in the Hongqi off-road?
Well, I think in the off-road in particular, it's all about toughness and capability. So I think if you look at the front of the off-roader, the global off-roader, you've got this very strong grille, and if you go back to the Forbidden City again in the center of Beijing, you've got this wonderful woodcraft that you see on the columns and on the roof construction. It's called mortise and tenon. It's designed to last 1,000 years, and it's an interlocking wood crafted system. We've actually referenced that.
Wow.
You've got this lion, this sort of a lion stare with these eyes that really focus quite intensely. It's a bit menacing, actually. So there's all these iconographies that we've used at the front. In the side, there's a little bit of elegance. There's the haunches, there's the power, a little bit of elegance, but there's toughness in the design language. It's very powerful, and we want to signify this capability through those frontal design statements.
Off-road vehicles are taken very seriously in my region. When designing Hongqi off-road, did you specifically think about how Middle East customers will use these vehicles?
Well, I think again, if I come to my experience in the Middle East, so looking at the absolute extreme environment, temperatures, and obviously sand dunes or whatever it may be in your region, it's the ultimate testing ground. And then we look at sort of, the Toyota Land Cruisers, and we see, iconic products that are sort of founded there, or actually they fail there. I was in charge of the Cullinan at a Rolls-Royce many years ago now, but that was a project I actually steered, and we tested it on Big Red in Dubai, and we managed to beat some Toyotas and we beat some Range Rovers. If you haven't got that authenticity, that right to be the best from a functional point of view, you can forget it. You can't pretend. So in many ways, matching the design with that real capability, the authenticity that comes with that, is actually part of your market. And going back to your question, if you don't have that authenticity to your customers, it's a no sale. So it's not style over substance. The style represents the substance. And I think that's the way that we treat your market. It's an intense market. It means business. So we know that, if you're coming from one of the top hotels, whether it's in Riyadh or Jeddah or even in Dubai itself, it looks good in the hotel lobby. It's got some chrome maybe, so it has a luxury value. But I think in the case of a real off-roader, it's actually a different level of judging characteristics. So yeah, we take your market very seriously. If you like it, then we can relax a bit.
Golden Sunflower, the Guoya, represents a very different kind of luxury. How do you design a car like Guoya? And for customers who value prestige, comfort, and exclusivity, how do you design that?
Well, I think, when you approach a car like this, I've got different ways of, in my mind, approaching a philosophy. And I would always say that, most people in a luxury buying situation or appreciation, they'll look at the front face. If you identify with somebody, a characteristic, it's through their eyes and through their front face. Luxury, still right now, actually is a kind of combustion graphic. So even though as we evolve the brand, the grille becomes redundant, we still feel that nobility, presence, some form of status comes through the front grille. So it has to be about the front grille. The next bit is the eyes. And again, there's a lot of detailing on the eyes. And we had that conversation earlier about Arabic tastes in your region. A lot of it is about detailing. And I'm very proud of the design team that we've got this beautiful celebration of, in some cases, say a Chinese aesthetic in these details. So front first. And if you like the character, you like the person, then you keep on talking. You walk to the side, and the side is all about the elegance. So there's sort of a noble aspect to the front of the car, and then an elegance of line, rather like a Rolls Royce or a Bentley, that comes from the side and how the car moves. So you feel the emotion of the car, character of the car here, the emotion of the car, and finally at the rear, it's like somebody leaving a room. You've had a great conversation, you think they're pretty cool, and the way they leave a party, the way they leave a room, you'll watch it, you'll judge it, and you think, okay, that's the whole package, it's the whole deal. So that's how I go. It's like very humanoid in many ways. How you judge a character, it's how you judge luxury.
Beautiful. In markets like the UAE, rear seat experience matters a lot in a high-end luxury car. How important was that when you were shaping Guoya?
Yeah, I think we take what we call row 2. So, this is going to be primarily a chauffeur-driven car. We know that some people will drive it, but row 2 is very important. Legroom, headroom, and then space, and then finally the trim, how you sit in the car. Always coming from Rolls-Royce, where I was director for 8 years. I was the guy who did the latest Phantom. How you sit and you're held in a car, the quality of the leathers, the stitching, the sense of absolute relaxation. So it's a sanctuary. You get in, it's been a busy day at work, or it's been a very hot day, shopping at the mall for Gucci, whatever. I'm just joking now, but you're going to close that door. You've got an air-conditioned environment, and that rear space is all about where you can relax.
Across the new lineup shown here in Beijing, which model do you believe has the strongest potential in the Middle East, and why?
Well, actually, I'm standing next to one of them, Guoya.
Yeah.
So I won't tell you all the competitor sets, but you can probably guess them. They have some little interesting bonnet motifs. Yeah. But we believe that from a quality, craftsmanship, like I just mentioned, bespoke ability, we're right up there. And then quality and reliability, we have a very nice refined V8 engine. I think V8 and combustion still apply in your region for all the reasons that we know about. Yeah. So I think we're very proud of that. It's a very refined engine and motor, and the interior appointment. That's probably one of the products I'm very excited about, which is our pinnacle product here today. And then finally, on the other side of our stand here today, you already mentioned it, it's the off-roader. Yeah. It's coming. And I think, we actually responded to markets around the world, but mainly the Middle East, where a lot of people are saying, well, if you do this, and it's the right price point, I have to mention price. Price comes first, many of the markets. But pricing and then capability, and then good look. So that's where I come in. It's got to look good. Then I think we're going to do well with that market, so with that product. So I think these two,
I think you're onto something.
Are kind of my sort of positive feel products.
So for my final question, if a customer in the Gulf asked you one simple question, why should I look at a Hongqi now? What would your answer be?
I think it's, I'd say design for, finally, and I'm going to be again like a customer here, you look good. You look good in that car. That's a very design response. But actually it's my business, and at the moment, if you go on the Beijing show here today, a lot of the technologies and even the qualities are kind of on the same level. And then what's the reason to buy? We mentioned color, we mentioned materials, but if the car coming towards you doesn't look good for, let's say, 200 meters, you think, wow, that looks good. Comes right up in front of you, guy gets out, the lady gets out, and you're thinking, oh, it's a good choice, cool customers. Then I think it's difficult to get a buy or a sell.
Absolutely.
So I come back to this, it's not just in your market. I come back to that primary point. And then finally, the attention to detail. I think in your market, and I know this because I've been to your market many times, you guys, your customers really want fine detail. And I think the high level of VIP customers who have the Rolexes, they have the Louis Vuittons, they have the Hermes, they know luxury. And if you then don't match that, and I would say Hongqi, we're not going to be necessarily at pinnacle level. Sunflower, yes, but maybe Hongqi. But we want to understand what luxury is to your customers. And you have connoisseurship is the word I want to use.
Right.
So if it's the right whiskey, the right wine, the right watch, or whatever it may be, I think the pinnacle luxury in your market, you guys get it at a very fine level. So come to Hongqi, we can keep you happy. Come to Sunflower, you'll be in heaven.
Thank you so much, Giles, for your time.
Jamil, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. إن شاء الله عجبتكم تغطية اليوم والمقابلة اليوم، ولمزيد من المعلومات زوروا موقعنا www.saudiauto.com.sa. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.